Okay. I have Loki stuff all over me. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. I have Loki all over me, like paw prints, everything. Good morning. The weather's nice today. It was not too hot, not too cold when I dropped off Kin. So I was like, yay. It is Wednesday. Today's half day of school, so yay, but I have one kid at home not feeling so great. My only plan today is to cut out this and film this cute little wallet. It's the Rosie Mini wallet. It has little cards on the back. You can put your ID, and you can put a D-ring keychain, and it's edge painting. So I'm going to show some different techniques in the video too, because it doesn't take a long time to construct this, but I really love it. Um, so I'm going to be doing that today, hopefully right after, and because my son gets out at 12, so I'm hoping I can um, film that and then like stop. I'm going to do like stops and then do different stages of edge painting. Um, yeah, I did get some help with some people to giving me some ideas of how to kind of restore the base coat paint. And one of them was this mineral that you can get in the painting supplies at Michael's and Joann's, and it somewhat helped. It's still like a chunky consistency. Oh my god, that is so gross to say. It's like a chunky consistency, but it works, nonetheless. So I'm really excited. I did order from Mojo Sews some top coat and base coat, as well as just like a plan B, like a small little one. I ordered from Leather Weaver. No, not Leather. Yeah, I want to say Leather Weaver, but I don't think it was. I ordered from a leather shop there. They're a small thing of theirs. And then hopefully once I figure out how to store this thing properly, I mean, I'm willing to buy a mini fridge if that's what it takes. I think it's something to do with Maryland and I can't put my finger on it. Like my Tandy leather pins dry out incredibly fast. Same with my friction pins. So I don't know if it has something to do with the humidity or what. I know it's it's cooler here longer than it is warm. So I don't have these issues when it's warm outside as much, but yeah. So I'm thinking it's something to do with maybe my basement, or I haven't figured it out. This is Loki, by the way. I didn't spill on myself today. It's Loki. He's very clingy since I came back. Good morning. So yeah, I put in an order today finally for Jolie, and I'm really excited. I've never got templates from her before, and I'm really excited to get them. She had this really cool hidden strap connector template, and like the key kind of goes for like 3/4 of an inch to like 1 inch, and I'm really excited about that. I like any tools that can help make my job a little bit faster and a less mathing for me. And she has the strap ins to have like that perfect fold over strap in. She has like it's like labeled like A, B, and C. So I'm really excited to get some templates from her. Hi, good morning. So yeah, I'm doing that today. I think this thing is so cute. I think my hack that I'm gonna do is I like the key ring, but realistically, I'm not gonna put this on my keys. I don't know about you, but my cards, if there's a chance someone can get it, I'm not gonna put this on my keys. I see how some people might, but I'm not. So I would this is how I would do it. I worked at a regular 9 to 5 job at Citibank before, in the mortgage department, and I think this would be a really cool lanyard so you can have your company ID and then have like cash for the vending machine or cards or whatever you have, but it's on your person. So as a lanyard, I think this would be really clever. And you can even one up it and maybe put another like put this strap on this middle portion so it can hang like this, or just put it in different locations so it can hang differently, like so you can show your ID at the whole company ID the whole time. So that I'm trying to get an idea. I think I'm going to do some fold over. I'm going to fold over some cotton webbing and have it as a lanyard. But I'm trying to. I know I have lanyard material, so I'm looking for that too. But I think this will be a really good thing for that, like working at the if you have to show your ID or display your ID at your job the whole time. I think this will be quite clever, especially cash for the vending machines, or if you're just going out for a walk around the perimeter and there's like a quickie store that you can go to. I mean, you can just go and not have to grab your whole bag. So that's my plan for this. I think this is super cute though. As you could tell, like the edge paint is okay, but that base coat, it was super hard to sand down. So I don't like how chunky this is. It's normally way smoother. I sand it usually in between, but it's the base coat. It's not doing the best. So it is not my friend right now. So I'm going to be putting that together today. It kind of does. It's called the Rosie Mini Wallet. I actually, do not judge me. I have never made a purse pal. I've always said I'm going to do it. I have the pattern. I haven't done it. I ordered from K&A yesterday or the day before yesterday. They have Maeve pack cutouts. Like it's a whole like yard of fabric, and it has all the cutouts printed perfectly for the Maeve pack at 120. So I'm hoping that when I get it, I'll be able to do it, because I seen my first Maeve actually in person when I went to this weekend at North Carolina in the Sewing Gardner. I had never seen a Maeve in like real life, and I thought for some odd reason I thought they were big. Like I don't know why, because I guess when people take the pictures, this is why having something for size, a reference point, is super important. So this is what I do for pictures in my Etsy. No one ever reads. No one reads. You could put this whole like autobiography about a bag. Like I made it with snakeskin and special bonding and this, and no one's reading that. They don't read. You could put down as clear as day. It's 11 by 2 by 10, and no one ever reads. I've had people like, oh, when I got the bag, it's bigger than I expected, or it's smaller than I expected. And the measurements are literally in the description. So from the first year of Etsy, I learned to put an item that is commonly used or commonly seen in all different parts of the world, so people can have a size reference, like a Coke can, a water bottle, a pen, a pencil, something that they can say, okay, it's about this big. And so whenever I had Maeves coming on my feed, I never seen a size thing. So for whatever the reason may be, I thought they were bigger. They're so unbelievably tiny. They're super cute, and that actually made me want to make it more, because I like making little stuff. But I had no idea, because I did what I just said. I don't read. I own the pack and never looked at the finished dimensions, which is on the very first page. Yes, measuring tape shots help. But for Etsy, for me, I like if I literally put a water bottle, because everybody knows that size, or a Coke can. I try when I on Etsy, you're able to do like 30-second videos or 10-second videos. I'll have one of my daughters like put their hands in the pocket and like open it up so you can see it. But then you also have like a hand scale for reference. Whenever I strike or test for anyone, I try to put it on one of my children or my husband or myself. So again, you have like a reference to size. Nobody reads. I'm saying that including myself. Like if I print out the Maeve, the dimensions are literally on the first page, like literally. And I had no idea until I seen it in person. I was like, oh my God, you're so tiny and cute. Kind of reminds me of the mini backpacks that in the 90s and early 2000s that everybody wore. So I bought a cutout panel at KA Custom Designs. They had Melon Moreau, which I wish I really would have got. But I actually got Nightmare Before Christmas, and I'm pretty excited to get those. Oh yeah. All my kids are 10 years old and older. So like when I'm using my daughters, my faith is 17, about to be 18. and Faith Hope is 13. So the references, they usually work really well. It like helps tremendously. So I'm ever since I have been using like one of my or my daughter's hands for size references for Etsy, I never had that issue again like I did my first year. Um but no, not after that. I talked to another person that had a Etsy shop that was a bag seller, and we were in the same group, and she was giving me pointers. And like I think it's like I'm my Etsy shop is like 6 or 7 years old. And I've never had that issue again. I really love. I'm one of those weird people that love hate Etsy. Don't I? It just like most of the things I don't have to like think about, and I could just post and whatever. I like Shopify. I feel like if you're a vlogger of any sort and people really like to hear like you want to know more about your store, I think Shopify is actually the place. But if you just want a storefront and you're not vlogging, you're not really like doing extra except selling your merchandise, I think Etsy is. Yeah. I don't even it was like hilarious because I remember it was like one of my first bags. I think it was like a Bonnie bucket. And the person was like, I thought it was so much bigger. And I'm like looking at the shots, they were just all in the white box. And now I throw things in the white box. Like for example, the Alice in Wonderland Dina that I made from Ora Rosa, in the pictures that I have, they all have like a pack of cards. So a standard size pack of cards. So it's like a reference for people like, oh, okay, it's this big. Or I'll throw keys in by a wallet or a bag so people can have some kind of scale. Um, it's important. Yeah. See, everyone is like different. For me, I feel like I'm pretty successful on like Etsy for my standard. Also, because what happens is most likely 1 out of 10 customers wind up being a repeat lifer customer and have some bigger thing, and we work things out like through PayPal invoice or whatnot um, afterwards. But Etsy is usually uh, everyone is really familiar with it, so they're comfortable with it. So, like for example, when I go to AwesomeCon, not this weekend but following, people the first thing they're going to ask me is, "Do you have an Etsy shop?" They don't ask for any other shop except that. Because I was even thinking about transferring over to Square. Do you have an Etsy shop? And I think people think Etsy and then they think artists, if that makes sense. Um, so Etsy for me is like a weird storefront. Do I get sales on Etsy? Yes. But Etsy actually helps generate outside sales out of Etsy for me, like on a daily basis, especially when I'm at these conventions. I think Etsy also for me, it when people are purchasing something or they see something like I'll give you an example, like there are some bag makers that buy bags from me, right? They go to my Etsy shop, see the reviews, and then they reach out to me out of Etsy saying they want XYZ, can I make it? And they'll do it on PayPal. So like Etsy's is like a weird home base, if that makes sense. It's like it's very unusual for me, but I'm getting used to it. But that's what people like weirdly trust it, and I have the most reviews on it, like the most. Yeah, so it is. It's kind of like so people really trust it because at first, last year I was really strongly contemplating to transfer everything over to Squareplace. The one thing that I'm hesitant about is I have so many reviews on Etsy. Like I don't think I for me reviews are very important. If I'm going to buy something, I research the heck out of it. I look for reviews, I do all that. And I also the communication, I think that people feel a little bit more secure because you're more responsive. You got to figure out what's good for you. Now, Etsy's fees freaking suck. Trust me, it sucks. Um, and the problem is if somebody like quote unquote sees you outside of Etsy and like it was like on Google and it was the algorithm for Etsy, they get a cut of that too. But I do all my shipping through them, and I feel like what I have them for is just what I said. It's because it drives traffic and my reviews. Yeah, it's a necessary evil, Jenny. It's Amazon and Netflix. Think about it. Before Netflix even happened, we all would wait weekly for whatever TV program we have. We are spoiled rotten because we expect the whole seasons to be out now, like Netflix, for everything. And everything's not like that. I think that's the weird thing because remember with Mandalorian when it was out, I was waiting till the last, like almost to the last episode so I could binge watch them. And that's because of Amazon. Like I want instant gratification versus having that suspense, having that talk, the discussion about what could be for the next episode. It is really weird because Amazon doesn't do that for their TV shows. I don't know. It's just it's very anyway. So like it when there is a show like The Wheel of Time or Power of the Ring or Carnival Row or something that I have to watch on a weekly basis, I do either wait until I can watch them all at once or I get part of the conversation and watch them weekly so I can rise the numbers up that people are actually viewing it. I believe in that. I believe in um like your views count. Like just like on here, every time you like subscribe, it does truly help whoever you're liking subscribing. It helps the algorithm for YouTube. It's the same thing that applies for a TV series. Like I did watch the Lord of the Ring thing weekly because I wanted them to see that I was definitely interested in this is a genre that I want to continue. Um, it's little things like that are really important. And yes, Etsy is a necessary evil for me. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. But Etsy's getting there's some things okay, so like I tell my kids for every button that's bad, try to find something good in them because they're weirdly someone is not 100% or entity is not 100% evil. The good thing about Etsy is because if you have an established name in there, you have some kind of credit where people trust you more versus saying, "Hey, I have my own shop on Instagram." People are gonna be like, "Well, how do I see reviews?" You know, it's a weird thing. I do get a like 97% of my sales on Etsy are not even on, never on Etsy. Um, it's just a weird thing. And they have started to weed out a lot of manufacturer things. There also is another part of Etsy that people there Etsy has a thing where it's like purely for fiber arts. It's a weird thing. It's a whole different app, a whole different everything. It gets zero traction, but there is something that has nothing for manufacturers. Yes, I agree. I agree with you. People do become blind and need feedback. Feedback is important. Like that's how I knew my packaging sucked the first year. I had really bad packaging. It's Kindle that made my packaging better. I'm not going to pretend like I got better. It's Kindle. In my head, making sure everything was lint free, dog free hair, like and sticking it in a bag and put a thank you note and a call it a day. Kindle was the one that came up with I want to use like brown paper, brown thank you cards, stickers, and all of that. And I leveled up a little bit with trying to put a thank you gift. A lot of people don't do that, but I feel like one, I have a lot of little projects that I cut around. And the persimmon pouch takes me like 15 minutes to make, and people absolutely love that as a thank you gift. And it alleviates scraps in my head. So I feel like it's a win win. Um, so I feel like feedback is important because that's how I got mine about packaging, and I never had any issue with shipping. I hate things being late, so I have a tendency of doing everything earlier on time. Um, I time is something I don't take lightly, and I get really upset when I'm late. Like it it is something that makes drives me absolutely back insane. Yeah. So I get sales. I probably get 2 to 3 at the minimum sales a week on Etsy, but double that from people that have bought from me from Etsy before. Because what happens when I go to these cons, I have my cards. People immediately go to my Etsy shop. They start liking things. And then they'll reach out and be like, hey, it's so so. I was Wolverine at AwesomeCom. Do you remember me? I wanted a t shirt or I wanted a camp shirt. I'll be like, yes, I remember you. And then the sale goes off of Etsy onto like the PayPal platform so I can send an invoice and whatnot. But I do get a significant number of sales in my Etsy shop too. So Etsy's like, I don't, it's like a weird thing. It's like, I can't, I feel like I'm addicted. Like I can't get out of it, even though I know it's not 100% good. Hopefully I'll have the confidence and the, the confidence in like the people that are supporting me that want to see my work well enough to start my own website one day. But at this point, I don't feel like I'm there yet. Until I can get like where I'm like, oh, I base this many sales a month exactly, then I don't want to close it down just yet. Because I do get a influx of sales at certain points, especially because of what I do, how I sew nerdy stuff. So if things come into season, like if I like, okay, the third season of Sweet Tooth is supposedly coming. It's already filmed and it's supposed to come out in October, right? It's the final season too. I'm really upset about that. So the third season comes out. I make a bag with Sweet Tooth theme. I will get an influx of those sales because people are excited about it and they want to have something that represents them. When Loki comes out in October, people will start getting an influx of my Loki bags. So it's a weird thing because people that they go to it like, oh, Etsy has something that's unusual. Because people on Etsy are looking for something that they can't get in the stores. I am too. I dance every time I get a sell. Seriously, you just no one even knows. It literally makes me do a happy dance. Like it's like you liked my work more than what you can get like at like Hot Topic, Lunchbox, all that stuff. You chose me. So that makes me feel like I'm $1,000,000. And it's like a really great feeling like you're on a high. So I want to give you a thank you gift. I want to show you that I appreciate what you've done. So yeah, but that's why I like this. When I seen this, I was like, cool, because these could be, once you see how fast these little bad boys come together, these will be really good thank you gifts. I think they'll be good holiday gifts. Or like the one I'm making right now, my son really wants to give a gift to his teacher, Mr. Hayes. And I thought the teachers at Howard County, they have badges. So I thought either like on the retractable things or a lanyard, this would be like super cool. Because they could put their ID in here and then whatever they need for school. So and I'm like, oh, cool. These could be really great thank you gifts because this was not, I only used a piece of fabric that was like this big of my backstitch. And we all know how I covet backstitch fabric. So like, I thought this is a really cool gift. The way I would do this, I have a gift bin. So if that, like, let's say I'm working on Doctor Who. I will like I would cut out one of these, probably cut out a persimmon, make them, edge paint them, and then put them in the bin. So like if someone now orders a Doctor Who, Kindle can grab the Doctor Who gift and whatever. And then like there's different price things. Like sometimes I give chapstick holders that you have that has a key ring. Sometimes I do key fobs. It depends on it. If someone buys a $500 bag from me, I'm gonna make you the best makeup bag or a bag that can go inside of it. There's going to be extra things just because you made my day, possibly my year. So I think this will be a really good thank you gift. I also think it'll be a really good teacher's gift though. Anybody that has a badge, and like we have Wine in the Woods, the Sheep and Wool Festival, and like you want to be hands-free. I think a lanyard. I'm stuck on the lanyard and the retractable thing. I don't like the retractable thing because they always hit me in the face. And I know you guys hear that I'm clumsy all the time, but there are people now that can tell you the Shinova, it's weird. Like I'm teaching someone how to hand baste and I tied the needle into the quilter's knot and the needle went directly into my wrist. Not proud of this. I mean, if it was a talent or a superhero power, then yeah, 100% I got that. So this pattern, I wouldn't get it yet because the person was kind enough to give you guys a 10% off the pattern. It's not very pricey. It's called the Rosie Mini Wallet. So I will be having this video live on Friday. I'm filming it today and showing some edge coating stuff. So what I plan on doing is actually making it and then stopping it, edge coating, letting you see that stage, sand it in front of you, let it dry again when I put the other layer, and so on and so forth, so you can get an idea of how I do it. I did use, and I'm making a brown one, and I did use, I'm going to show you guys how I take the 3 colors from Mojo Sews, Yes, I'm messy painter. I'm sorry. I am. This is why half my t-shirts are black. I'm just gonna throw that out there. So I use these three colors, and I made the brown color paint for the one that I'm doing for the Doctor Who, and I'm really excited about it. I just need to put the interfacing on, but it is super cute. Look at this. It's gonna be look at how cute is this gonna be? This is gonna be so cute. So like undercover Doctor Who nerdy. So I'm gonna make a couple of them, and I think I'm gonna put them. Like I said, I'm gonna make a when I have excess amount of vinyl, and I'm going to make really cute ones and put them in a bin so that Kindle can grab them because he's really fast. As soon as he sees the notification to print, he prints out everything, and he gets everything packed away. Make sure every pocket's closed because I'm notorious for leaving one pocket open. I have no idea why. So I have to always sew it up, making sure every pocket is closed. Everything's lint rolled and cleaned off. There's no tandy leather mark pins because that happens too. Me and baby wipes are like this. And we just get that all done. This or um that's the Rebel Alliance with Ahsoka. I want to get another tattoo really bad. There's two. I want to get the Always from um Harry Potter, but the triangle has three. So I was gonna have Hope, Faith, and Kindle, and then the Wansay Mabry. And then for Kindle and actually, I love my one of my favorite animation is Nightmare Before Christmas. So I want it like Oogie Boogie as the mountain, and Jack and Scarlet. Jack will be Kindle, and Sally would be me. Those are the only two tattoos I want. Yes, Mojo So needs to get back in stock. I was so happy that I was able to order some at like the top coat and the base coat. But yes, this is genius because once you start like playing around with your own making your own colorways, it's addicting. And the way I keep my colors is I'll make them like this. This is the brown. Isn't that pretty? And I'll put a lid on them and they stay fresh. When I'm really truly done, I'll put cellophane and then a lid and then write down when I made this and what how many drops of what. But yeah, my tools are well used and loved. So yeah, that's what my plan as soon as I get off of here, stuff my face, finish my coffee, and then start recording. Yeah, I know. I like making my own colors because I just feel like it looks a little bit more I don't know, it's a little bit more you. Oh, I didn't even see you were on here, Kindle. Hey, from Bangladesh. Wow. What is the weather like right now? Let's see. Yeah, Mojo has really good paint. It's a thicker consistency. Now, if you're like Shnova, I already have like all this Gardini. I can't afford another one. You can buy edge paint thickener to make it a little bit thicker, but I wouldn't recommend you pour it in your bottle. I would recommend you like doing what I have, like a little cup of some sort, mixing your colors and then adding a drop or two of thickener till it's the consistency that you want. Yeah, I try to tell everybody this, like, it's really funny to me because everybody wants zipper pockets, right? If you go into my bag, all my zipper pockets are open. I never zip up my bag. Like, I never zip up my bag unless it's like the recessed zipper on the like the main one, but all the compartments are never zipped up because I want to go in and out of my bag without unzipping it. So that's why one of the Nova's Nuggets that Patreon got was how to make a welt pocket because it looks like it's closed, but it's just like just stick your hand in and out and you don't have to worry about a zipper. And therefore nothing will also slide out. I know. The Garadini, I always get it confused with the chocolate, like the guard. So when I spell my I know if anyone ever looks at my search history, they'll be like Shinova. Good morning, Soteri. Yeah, disappear everything. Man, I have a black hole for socks. I have a black hole for Tandy leather pens. And then the thing is when I'll lose these bad boys all the time, and I buy one all the time, and then they'll just all appear out of nowhere. And I'm like, why do I have 17? Yeah, like so many pins, and they'll all come up. Oh, I don't know. Are any of you guys going to Tennessee? The So Magical Tennessee? Because I have an insight. Okay. So, of course, I was with Sandra, and Sandra's going to be teaching the flower pillow, which she showed on the live. It's super cute. Oh, it's really, really cute. But she's going to be putting these in the VIP bags. What? Look, it's all your screws. Okay. Okay. No one's seen that. All your screws are inside here. But hers is a little bit different from everybody else. First, it's blue, and we all know that's my favorite color. But so as you're screwing and you're like, man, I can't see stuff. What? You now can. you That is so cool, right? Look, oh, I'm like really excited about these. And she was kind enough to give me one. And it's called So she has So Worth It, and it's the Garner Sewing Room. And I think these are the coolest things. And we me and the rest of the people were sewing, we're like, dude, you need to sell these because no one has it with the light. Yeah, just press and you go. So I just screw in. It's a good light too. And look at my Tandy leather pen. I had it for like 5 seconds on my hand. I don't know what it is about Tandy leather pens and me. I'm hoping that I bought her Tandy leather pen kit. I'm hoping that, I don't know. I'm trying to see. I don't know if it's the pen or it's the Tandy ink pen itself, but they always leak out on me and then they dry up. And I know it's a me thing. Right? The chocolate is so good. You know what's crazy? Forever, I would have been like, I hate dark chocolate. I hate dark chocolate. So then one of the cake recipes I call for has dark chocolate. And Kendall went and got the chocolate from there, and I almost lost my mind because it was like the first time I've ever really liked dark chocolate. I was like, what the? Dude, all dark chocolates taste like that? And he's like, no. But this one it was so amazing. Good morning. Yeah, so I'm really excited. I was like, she showed this. I was like, oh, I love these things because I love having all the screws in here. I, I like these every time I order anything from Cereal Bag Maker. I order one of these because you use them like all the time. So they're in every station on every machine. But when she had this in the light, that is just so cool because if you're a basement dweller like me, or you're in an area that doesn't have a lot of light, this is going to be easier to screw your tools in. I think these little magnets have like the smallest screws known to man, and same with the back of the zipper tab thingies or end caps. There's a lot of stuff we have screws with, so I thought the light was really cool. I have a freakishly amount. Here, I'm not going to even lie to you. Here, you're going to see. I might as well tell you, I'm obsessed with screwdrivers. This is all within hand distance. Like, no joke. I was really excited about the screwdriver because one, like scissors, I have a million screwdrivers. Two, I always try to find out which one works the best, and they all do different tasks. So I've never had one with a light, so I'm really excited about that. And I've never got an electrical one. I see some YouTubers and some people on Facebook talking about that, and I'm like, will I strip it? Because you can ask Kendall right now. If it's a weekend, 9 out of 10, I'm like, can you come downstairs? What is it? I strip my screw, and he has to like get it out for me. I always have one screw that does not want to come out. I don't know why. Like, so that I'm phoning a husband to help me out. I know. I think it is. I attract, like, seriously, it is bad. Like, when I'm edge painting, if you ever look at my hands, you're going to be like, Shanova, you're not in kindergarten. Why do you have edge paint all over your nails, all over your hand? And then I'm sitting here scrubbing because it takes forever to come out. But I held that tiny pen for 1 minute, not even 1 minute. I want to try the mini power screwdriver. You're gonna have to link me because I want to try one because people ask me, but I've never tried one. Oh my god! You mean this one? I think everybody has this one. But look, you can tell how well look at the glue on here. Tools don't get to stay real pretty with me, even though I want them to. But I was really excited about that one. Yeah, I do bleed a lot. But you know what? I found out I'm not the only one. My twin sister, Sandra, she busted her foot on a live and it was split open. She man shift a band-aid too. I am not the only one. You want to keep on sewing until you're done. There was one time I stepped on a piece of glass. I'm not proud of this, but it is funny. This is why I don't have glass or ceramics in my thing because it's going to fall. So it needs to be like plastic or tins. My favorite thing to do is when New Moxie gives tins with her hardware. When I'm prepping a basket, so I have like a plastic basket and I'll have like, oh, I don't know, like the mini Rosie wallet. I'll put all the components in there. All the hardware will go into a tin and I close the lid. So I have that. But before that, I used to use these little like measuring glasses that you do for mixing seasonings. And one broke and I was in the middle of a project that had a deadline and I stepped on a piece of glass. I pulled the glass out, poured hydrogen peroxide, and then wrapped my foot in a muslin fabric. Yeah. And then I was like, again, Kendall, can you come down here and eat first aid? He's like, what the hell? So yeah, that's me. Thank you. I really appreciate that. It's so sad. You have no idea how bad. Like I have, well, okay. If anyone is in here on Patreon, when we made the everyday tote and I was on the free arm, I forgot. Okay, so when you get these little tables from Recent Relic, they're absolutely gorgeous, but they tell you to sand it down so it doesn't snag fabric. I was so excited. I forgot to tell Kendall to do it, and I cut my fingers 4 times in that video. Had to get up, get band-aids. Like, I don't know. Okay, yeah, okay. Oh my god, no. See, I lose everything. I feel like I need a magnet board, a magnetic board. Just I could throw things on right behind me and I won't lose anything if everything is like magnets. I think this might be a thing for me. Oh my god. It's interesting. I can't literally wait. You guys, we're Wednesday. So on Friday, some magical stuff is going to be happening. You guys are in for a treat. Shannon has been working her butt off for this pattern that everybody wanted add-ons, and she delivered. And I can't wait to talk about it on Friday because you guys are going to totally freak out. I know I did. And man, one of her patterns, it comes together so fast. Like it took longer to cut than to sew. And I was like, what the hell? And I know I'm a above average fast sewer. I know that. I don't think I'm as fast as everyone thinks I am, but I know I'm above average. And when I say it takes longer to cut out than to sew, I am not joshing you, like 100%. And it's a very like satisfying sew. You're gonna love it. Oh my god, with the yes, a lanyard or like, well, Monica was doing something where she had like the retractable one. She was like, I'm gonna send you this. I was like, no, you cannot send me. It's a retractable magnet that goes on her machine, and there are a pair of snipping scissors. And I was like, it's gonna hit me in my eye as soon as it retracts. I know it's gonna hit me. I can't. You can't put something sharp by me and it retracts on its own where there's zero control. No, because I had control over the needle. I had the control. I tied it in the quilter's knot, showing my mad skills with the quilter's knot. Then I don't know, like the needle flew out of my hand and went in my wrist. I had no idea it was going to do that. I also like when I was piecing it together with pins, it went through my thumb. I don't know. Yeah, so this one, this baby one stays in. So all like the tools I use a lot are in this little bad boy. As you can see, there's a lot of screwdrivers. So, but I found out these are like you can, they're magnetic. So this goes on my machine, but this bad boy is super heavy, and I love it. I don't know. I was reading something because when we were at the retreat, we were messing around with different. Everyone had different rotary cutters. I finally tried the one that's like has a weird handle, and you kind of, I haven't played around with that one enough to say if I like it or not. I'm afraid of it because let's call a spade a spade. I'm accident prone. But Christine had these blades, and I made everyone cut with it. It was like you were just chopping your hand through air. It just everything separated effortlessly, like no like going back and forth. So that made me when I went back to the hotel room, look at different rotary cutters and why some are so expensive and why are there some not. Like Creative Grids has a rotary cutter, and the rotary cutter alone costs like almost $60. The blades for like a 5 pack is like 18 or $20. I'm like, why is it so much? Well, when I did some research on it, there was some Bernina articles about it. It is weighted, so it makes the chance of you accidentally slipping off or making a mistake when you're cutting with your rotary is reduced drastically because it's so heavy. The rotary cutter alone weighs 1 pound. And I'm curious to see if that would be something that works well for me because the heavier something is, it's like my brain acknowledges that this thing is in my hand and I actually perform better. When it's lighter, I guess I don't care. And this is when I make mistakes or cause injuries because it's not like in my brain that, hey, this is way heavier when you use it. You can't fling it around like you can with the plastic bone folders. So I don't know if it's like a sensory thing or what's going on, but I guess I'm not alone if there's like a couple quilting stores that have it. Like there's another one that has a heavier one too, and it's actually a quilt ruler, and I cannot think of the name. These rotary things. They're all really in a higher price point considering we can get rotaries at Joann's for like 60% off or less than $10, but they all weigh over 1 pound. So I started just going into this like weird rabbit hole, and a lot of people say the heavier the rotary cutter is, the less mistakes they make with it. Also, I think it can double down as a pattern weight, but that's just me. Yeah, magnetic paintboard, like it just makes sense. Good morning. Yeah, that would be really cool. Like have the paint have like the magnets on here and just like red. But I did make brown really well. But see how messy? I'm not playing. So then I'm gonna be going with acetone and doing this. I don't know, but I've seen her refills. Her refills look really cute. To refill these glass jars, they come in like little pouches and you just squeeze it in. And I don't know why. I want a refill knowing I don't need one right now just because the packaging is super cute. Bye, Shannon. Uh, Good luck. I know you have a lot on your plate. Let's see. Yeah, the Martelli one. I tried that. I don't know. That was a weird one because like you're holding it different, and I'm not used to that. So I feel like that is a learning curve, and I think anyone can do it. But yeah, that's the one Lynette too. Oh yeah, the blades. Her blade. I'm telling you, Christine's blades. We were all thrown off. Like I guess we're used to either all using dull blades or something because like Christine's blades were like a unicorn. It was just like, you're you're cut through, and I was like, what the hell? I've never had a blade cut that clean, even with the fresh blade. Yeah, it depends. You have to get used to it. So this is what I was reading even about the weighted blades that people either it's no middle ground. It's either people extremely love it, it changed their life, and most of the weighted blades you can use for left or right-handed because I guess it's at a different price point and it has like you can put the blades on either side. Um so the people either love it or they extremely hate it. Like the price point is too much, it's too heavy. There it doesn't work for their arthritis or their carpal tunnel. Like, so if this is something you're looking into, if you go down this rabbit hole, you're gonna see there's no middle ground. It's either you're totally for it or you're totally against it. I'm curious because I sometimes think if I have when I have heavier things in my hand, I do pay more attention to it. Yeah, I have a lot of array. I like actually my favorite rotary cutters are from Kai. And I just get the blades from Wawak. I need to just call them. They'll answer and they'll say their name. They'll say I actually ordered my first time from Fat Quarter Shop. I've never ordered anything from them before, but they had a lot of cool marking tools. So if and anytime I go to any kind of quilting store or any fabric store online, the first thing I look is for different marking tools to see if it's something that can help, with bag making even easier. Scissors and marking tools are my favorite things. Yes, I think it's Quilter Selects. Is it all gray and like it's black on the head? That's because I was trying to, it was like all gray and it's a really heavy one. And Creative Grids has one, and there was somebody else that has one. Another ruler company has one that they're weighted for over 1 pound. And I think it might help people cut better because it's not as light in their hands. The handle's weighted. So like the handle itself is weighted, and when I was watching videos, I was watching one where it was a Bernino person that was using it, and she was left-handed, and she was saying that it helps tremendously because when she's saying the same thing I was, like when you're cutting it, if it's light, you're just like cutting through. I have literally stains all over my shirt. I just pulled this out of the basket too, so I'm not too sure what's going on. Um, she said that it's heavier, so she doesn't have to put as much pressure, and it's just easier to maneuver. I'm thinking it's equivalent to a weighted blanket for us. That's what I want, and I'm like, I'm here for it, and I'm definitely gonna try it. Okay, Lynette, I hope your surgery goes well and you're not in any pain. Yes, I heard titanium ones do. The ones that Christine had were like this really unique old gold color, and I have never had a blade cut so effort like it was. I've had fresh Kai blades. I believe in changing. I don't change it as much because you're supposed to change your blades more frequently than I do. But I want to say I do it at least once a week because I cut a lot. I've never had a blade that cut like that before. It was like trying a new razor. Like, "What? There's no hair. My leg is smooth as eggs." Yeah, it was pretty cool. Yeah, so, like, that I don't know, like, finding the right scissors, finding the right, cutters are really important for our hands. We use our hands while we're sewing, turning bags, the whole 9 yards, so finding the right tools that will help alleviate any discomfort is a definitely something that's high, on my list, and I think, the longer I sew, the more I realize, "Okay, this will help." I don't wanna pay the price, but this may help where I'm not getting, like, my hands are fatigued, from cutting out a bag pattern, so and same with scissors, like, I'm not gonna lie, one of my favorite pair of scissors are these spring scissors because it's like I effortlessly don't have to cut. Now, because of that, again, goes with the weighted thing, because it springs back, sometimes I cut a little too far in or out because it's light, and I feel like if I put too much pressure, it could be my downfall. So it's just yes, like my new mallet, that weight is crazy. Like it's I feel like it's something out of a Thor movie because like you would automatically think when it's on its stand because the pointed tip is like weighs so much less than the mallet head itself, but it's evenly balanced. And I'm like, how the hell do they do this? Is this magic? Can I call and become a Thor? Because if this is happening, I'm gonna be such a cool Thor. Yeah, okay, cool. Well, like, I know, I hope like I got my Wawak magazine, and they always have really cool like information about sewing and different sewists that are on different platforms. And I love getting this magazine because this is how I get exposed to different people's YouTube channels. Man, that is like my favorite magazine to get. I like dog ear like everything. Like I want this. I want this. Yeah, yeah, thanks for telling me, Jenny. I was really excited. I'm really excited. Um I got like one frivolous thing. They had a bin and it's only going to be 6 inches, but it's made out of a yardstick. And I don't know why that intrigues me, but it does. Let's see. I heard titanium blades are sharper and last longer. Honestly, I have never bought them because those blades are really expensive. But maybe I might need to change my perspective on this because I feel like I go through a lot of blades, and maybe it may seem bigger in the initial purchase, but actually be more cost effective over time versus buying constantly like rotary blades on sale when they're 60% off at Joann's. Hmm. I have never used any of the slotted rulers. I'm always intrigued by those too. And I know there's one that is like the blade and the ruler kind of have like this magnetic force thing that help make perfect straps. And I was like, I'm curious, but I don't. That's just another tool in my room. That am I going to use it enough where it's like worth the bang for the buck? Oh, I okay, so I've seen Tula Pink's, rotaries. I've never actually held one, but I thought it looks like it will have some weight to it. Yes, and, like, the weight I'm telling you, I think weight has like, a significant part that we no one has researched yet, or, like, people have, and I guess it's not maybe vocalized enough, but I think weighted is probably maybe the way to go for rotary, because I think a lot of people don't like rotary cutting because they make a lot of mistakes, and it could be because the tool that you're using is like extremely light, so you don't have like a sensory to realize to stop or to like it could be something as simple as that. Oh no, Jenny, buy Kindle. So yeah, I think that might be something to think about. Now I'm gonna think about how I can add Kindle put magnets onto my things because then I can still reuse the jars and have it. That would be really cool to have a magnet wall of paint. I'm not gonna lie to you. It would be really, really cool. I'm gonna see if he can work this out. He's really crafty. So, um, yeah, I have the worst luck with cutting mats. I don't know what it is, and I'm a person that really, really cleans them. I get the scrubber. I'll be using that Dawn power wash and really cut everything. My mats always suck. They always suck. And I want like a really cool color one though. Like I want it to be like all black with pink or blue writing. And my mat that I am looking for needs to be like 46 by 36. That's how big my cutting table is. Quilter Selects. Okay. All right, Jenny. So I'm just going to write this down with a pen that's going to link on my hand somehow, some way. Okay. Thank you, Christine. Quilter Selects. Yeah, my rotary mat sucks. I'm always looking for a new one. I'm doing better with like protecting it if I'm ironing or like using the heat press because has these really thick wood blocks that I do, and not so there's no warping or anything. But I hate my mat. I feel like my blade gets dull faster because of that mat. Like when I use a little small green one from I guess Olaf or whatever, glides beautifully. But this mat, I feel like it's like guess what? My sole purpose is to dull your blade, and it is a self healing mat and there's great reviews off of it. I did like the koala one, but they're ridiculously expensive. They are so expensive. But maybe I need to invest in something like that to have that exact mat size. I know there's a place that you can order your a mat for the exact dimensions of your table. I just cannot remember it on the top of my head. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where I got this mat at, but I hate it with all my heart. I hate it. So that's something I'm definitely thinking about doing for like treat myself birthday present in July because I can't stand it. And hopefully by that time Kindle will have like all the pegboards that I need up, so I'll have nothing on my table except the space because I definitely want to do like a tutorial like cutting out a bag with a projector because I have a cute short feed that I got it from a school. So it's used, but they were upgrading their systems and it works really well. So I'm telling you, those so many schools around the board like sell things for like nothing because they're just trying to get rid of it. I okay, I'll look. I'm look up Sell and Brand because you know somebody on eBay would probably. eBay has everything. Oh, you need a new soul. Let's get it. Let's go to eBay. Yeah, there's places that you can get custom mats at. I know it's a little bit more heavier in the price point, but I think in the long term, having something that fits well on your table is very imperative if you have a permanent table for your workstation. Um, if you have like where you don't have a sewing room, if I didn't have if I didn't have the sewing room, and I was like working from the dining room table, I would buy a rotary mat in a minute, like because I can just put it up. But I also think it's incredibly useful, especially if you have pattern weights down and you cut one side and you're trying to get the other just to rotate that. I would do that. I wish they had a bigger one that you could rotate, like a big one, like a 24 by 24 or 36 by 36. Because then, hands down, I'm not gonna lie to you, I would get that. I think those mats are cool and they can save a lot of time and effort. Yeah, I had the one from Joann's. I know what your problem is. I had the same problem. So then I got this one. Someone said it was the same one as the little kangaroo thing that I don't know what the name brand it is. It is not. It is not. It is garbage. It is utter garbage. I hate cutting on it. Matter of fact, sometimes when I'm the reason why you don't get a lot of cut with me videos is because chances are I'm using the like my old green mat that has paint everything on it to cut because I cannot stand my mat. Hmm. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of money. I'm looking, I know, okay, so Nancy Notion, rest in peace. Nancy Notion, she was a big person that had furniture that was she helped design like cutting mats, dressers, sewing machine tables, and they have a brand that fit onto her furniture because the furniture still is in Arrow Furniture is still very active. They use a koala mat, and same with the other. There's another there's another furniture person for tables. They use specialized mats to fit onto the table. Their mats, from what I've been told from other quilters and whatever, are amazing. So when I went to go look for my table, for a koala mat, I was like, oh, I see this one. I got sticker price because it was literally $75 price difference, and I have been regretting it since day 30 of having it. I was like, this thing it dulls my blades. It's like I had to keep calling customer service to see because I was like, if this is not a self healing mat, then I understand. I will save up and get another one. And they're like, no, it's self healing, and I hate it with all my heart. That's the thing I hate the most in my workroom. I just like the old green ones, the ones that usually come with the Olaf ruler and the scissors. I've had that mat for almost 10 years probably, and it's still good. It just has tons of paint on it because I also use it for different crafting. So much hot glue. So much hot glue. But I have friends who are quilters who love the mats that rotate from Olaf. Um, man, and for me, I always equated those for quilters until one day when I realized that when I put pattern weights, I'm trying to move around the table so I can get to the areas to cut, or I try to slowly rotate it where nothing moves out of alignment to cut around. And I realized that those rotating mats are made for us just as much as quilters. Like, it makes sense to have pattern weights on something, cut it, and just rotate your mat. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I might have to look into that. That's actually a pretty good size because, yeah, because that's a perfect size. I love mine's is like a 36 by 46. It's a good size. All right. Well, I'm going to stuff my face, get this video done before my kids get out of school and half day. Woo! And then get things prepped and take pictures so that way Kindle can upload everything so we can have it for Friday. I will see you all tomorrow on Thursday, and I hope everyone has a really, really wonderful day. Talk to you later. Bye.